What is up, guys? Sliding Legend here from All In TV StarCraft 2 commentary, bringing you some more hot SC2 action. A TvZ today here on this map that I do know. Tal'Darim Altar is where I was going with that. And yeah, here in the south, let's go with 7 o'clock position of Tal'Darim Altar. We have Makaprime, our red Terran player. Meanwhile, up in the 2 o'clock position of Tal'Darim Altar, TeriousPrime.WE, who legend tells me he's actually a TeriousPrime now.
Yep, he was a Code 8 player a couple times, very good Zerg, and going against actually Makaprime this time, and he's ranked 2nd in Grandmasters. That's impressive.
Maka or Terius?
Maka.
Maka?
I'm sorry, yeah, Maka.
For being ranked 2nd in, well, I mean, I won't say a whole lot on that issue, on that matter, but you know, it's surprising we don't see a lot more of him, you know, in the GSL and other tournaments, considering that he is such a highly ranked player. So no doubt, you know, he's pretty good.
Yep, and yeah, it's such a big map, and you know, cross position, so I expect a very long, you know, macro game, maybe split the map in half,
yeah,
that kind of situation.
Definitely. I'd love to see a command center first from Maka here. I mean, probably won't see it, but that'd be, you know, it's always nice to change things up a little bit. Looks like the drone is going to go on for a 15 hatch down at the natural. Very smart of Terius to go for that hatch first on a map of this size. And actually, yeah, command center first. Looks like my wish has come true. And Makaprime will drop down that quick CC, of course, putting it down there at the choke, just in case you know, there is any weird cheesy shenanigans early on.
I don't know, personally, this, you know, position makes no sense because this SCV can get harassed, and you know, you can always kind of bust through this supply depot anyway. So I don't know, but a lot of Terrans like doing it. Maybe it's kind of stylish.
Maybe it's just you know, the false feeling of security that you get. It looks like the first barracks is now on the way, as well as the pool for Terius. And a gas for Maka. So it looks like we won't just be seeing a huge macro game. We will be seeing a little bit of tech. Maybe
there's no doubt it's gonna be a Hellion, you know, reactor Hellion build.
Reactor Hellion build, alright.
There's no doubt. I bet my you know, my bank savings.
Would you bet your left nut on it?
What left nut?
What? That's too bad. I don't
that sounded rehearsed, but it wasn't.
No, I don't like hearing sad things, Legend. Please don't tell me things about like that. At any rate, yeah, a TvZ where you don't see Hellions, very unusual. So expect to see a couple, both queens now on the way for Terius, and he's just sitting back getting ready for a serious macro game here. Meanwhile, yep, there is that factory going up for Maka. Probably expect to see him drop down that reactor immediately after that factory is done to get a couple of Hellions out, you know, just to get map control as well as some initial scouting, seeing as, well, he hasn't actually done any scouting yet.
Yep, it's just the most, you know, most standard OP build that Terran has against the Zerg. First, you know, 10 minutes or so till you know, really Mitas come out and really Zerg can kind of take over the map again and get the 3rd base safely.
Yeah, and I love Terrans that go command center first or fast command center. Even if you don't immediately secure that first expansion, you do have double orbital, which of course means double OP mule drops. Always a great thing to have in your arsenal.
Yeah, you just have to watch out for, you know, roach all-ins or maybe baneling busts, but you know, Terrans usually they're okay. You know, not many Zergs choose to opt to go all in.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Busting a Terran is very difficult. We say that actually looks like Terry's going to throw down that Roach Ward. Maka did scout that. Very timely scout there. And Maka going to throw down just a couple more barracks now. Will he throw down a bunker at the front? And if so, he will float that command center out, which may be a little bit risky depending on how many roaches Terry's sets get. No roaches, actually. He's getting layer. Yeah,
I think roaches kind of, you know, all Terrans go, you know, reactor Hellions, it's kind of preemptive. Actually, he cancels the Roach Warren.
You know, I like that. He saw that his Roach Warren was scouted by Maka and decided, you know what, just forget it. I'll sit back and drone up, you know, tech up a little bit. He's grabbing all 4 of his gases, all 4 of his gases now. And Maka gonna scout out with his Hellions and gonna realize there are no roaches. And so that bunker and actually that Marauder that he's making all kind of gone to waste now.
Yep. you know, Roach Horn, it's kind of impossible to have them all walk all the way across the map. You know, it's such all-in, not even all-in, like super all-in, because you're going to lose all your roaches if you fail. So yeah, I like that choice.
Yeah, very smart of Terius to change up the strategy. You know, that's a sign of a good player, the kind of player that can adapt, and wow, that's an oversaturated natural expansion, actually. If you look at the worker count, it's 47 drones already. For Terius did a very good job droning up to the just 32, 34 now of Maka. Of course, he does have the mules. And Terius, as you can see in the unit tab, guys, he doesn't have a single attacking or defending unit, just the 2 queens and a spine crawler. So will he be prepared for this Hellion attack?
You know, I think he should be safe with, you know, just a queen and a spine crawler. Of course, it's hard to, you know, for Terrans to really get by unless, you know, they have significant number of Hellions. So it looks like this Overlord's pooping creep, and
just checking for the third, does not see the third, and is he going to try to run by? He doesn't actually know that there are, okay, now there are legs behind the spine crawler, so it would be wise of him to pull back. Terius actually taking a ninja expansion down in the southeast here, and that's definitely a location that's not going to be easily scouted by Maka considering the size of this gigantic map.
yeah, I really like that choice. You know, I have to say I really enjoy casting with you, Slide. You know, after having my first solo cast, I really missed you.
Did you feel lonely?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Legend did put out a solo cast of a Liquid Hero against a, I guess, fake Liquid Hero.
Yeah, it was PvP. If you guys are into that, I kind of made it very like kinky kind of stuff. But
some hot PvP Protoss on Protoss action.
yeah, it was exciting game. So you guys should check it out.
Yeah, definitely go check out the previous game, Hero vs. Hero. And Terius actually supply blocked for a little bit. I'm not sure what happened there. He must have lost a scouting overlord. Yeah, and Makaprime, you know, just kind of getting all the tech of Terran and positioning his Marines over on the north, I guess possibly for more Overlord Scouts. I'm not really sure what he's doing with that.
Probably preparing for mutas.
That's what
But he went for infestors instead, so joke's on him.
+1 melee attacks on ground carapace on the way for Terry's Folia, as well as the 6 infestors. Did he get pathogen glands at the infestation pit? I don't think
He did, yep.
he did already. So actually getting that much earlier than you expect. A lot of Zerg players like to time that out with the infestation or infestors spawning, and getting one random drone kill. Looks like he was going out to secure the normal 3rd expansion. And yeah, siege tech now on the way, as well as +1 weapons for Terran infantry, as well as a looks like a 3rd orbital on the way for Maka as well.
Yep, you have to have that tank when you're dealing with infestors, and I think Maka's a little bit confused by the timing of this 3rd, because, you know, when Terran's on 2 base and Zerg is on 2 base, you're supposed to get that 3rd a lot faster, but, you know, he's just getting that base up now, and yeah, I don't think Maka really knows about this base yet.
Yeah, it's a little strange when you do have map control with those Hellions. You know, you kind of want to be just scouting around everywhere anyway, just being active with them, and kind of like your Phoenix or Mutas for a Terran, if you will. And you know, you just use them to retain map dominance and really make sure there's no weird economy or expansion shenanigans going around.
Yep, and we have super fast hive at 11-minute mark. So
wow, yeah, definitely. You typically don't see the hive until maybe the 14, 15, even later in the game.
Yeah, like even 20 and 25-minute mark.
So, absolutely.
And there's really no spires, so will he go for a very fast ultra? That's a very, you know, Ling, Infestor, and Ultra are a very strong army, especially, you know, I like, Ultras are not good, trust me. You know, they just melt so fast against Marauders, but, and, you know, it's so hard to use them, right, because they're such a big units, but, you know, Tal'Darim Ultra, they have such a big, wide open areas, especially in the middle, so, you know, Ultras are actually very viable options.
Yeah, and if we can actually take a look at Makaprime's base, oh, looks like, or his barracks, does he have any tech labs on them for potential Marauders? It's like just one, only 3 barracks, and 2 of them have reactors on them. This might get a little interesting. Looks like a drop arrow over in the 3rd in the north. In the north, in the north, just does get warded away by Horde of Lings, and that's still so many drones. If you look at the drone count, actually only 65 drones now, which is kind of interesting considering it looks like one of his bases is actually oversaturated. Spore Crawl not going up as... Oh, barely missed the funk on the Marines, but he does get the medevac. Will he... No, medevac does make a timely escape there. And meanwhile, still joining up. Yep, there is that Ultros Cavern now going up for TeriousPrime. and as well as +2 weapons on infantry, as well as +1 vehicle weapons on the way for Maka. And yeah, well, I guess we're gonna kind of see. We're still waiting for that big engagement, but both players are sitting back, macroing up pretty hard. Maka still does not, I believe, no, he does not know about that sneak expansion in the south, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, very curious choice by Maka to really not scan the Zerg base. You know, you have to kind of scan at some point or another, and you know this is what happens when you don't have the Spire tech. You know, they kind of have a free reign on the Zerg bases with the drops. Of course, you have to use so many investor energy to really track that down. So yeah.
Yeah, Terran players love it when there's no mutas out. Basically, they just abuse drops to no end. And 5 more barracks actually on the way for Maka, as well as a Ghost Academy. And so those investors with full energy looking very scary, but if he can land some mighty EMPs on them, he's going to be in pretty good shape.
Yep, Ghost counter everything that Zerg has.
Maybe except for like mass, like Baneling, Ling
No,
or
it doesn't matter. They just counter everything.
A little bit of QQ from a legend here. Just kidding.
Well,
looks like finally a little Marine squad finally discovering that I don't know if you should be stimming these Marines in here after you saw the initial 4 get slaughtered.
Oh, poor Marines.
Yeah, I don't know what the thinking behind that was. Looks like that medevac is going to get taken out. That's a pretty small force, actually. Only 2 tanks and a handful of Marines going out against this basically not quite maxed out Zerg army.
Yeah, where is rest of Maka's army?
That's mostly his army. 54 Marines, 3 tanks, and some medevacs.
It just looks tiny to just me, but I don't know. Like, I feel like TeriousPrime can actually crush this.
Yeah, I don't think
if he actually flanks with all his infestors and lings.
Yeah, and I don't think Maka has any idea about the Ultralisk still, and 4 more are on the way. I think a couple already spawned, as well as a Nidus network too. Where he's going to drop that Nidus network remains to be seen. And yeah, Ventral Sax I think also just finished for the Overlords as well, so we might be seeing Overlord or Ultralisk drops as well as Nidus network.
That's something I want to see, and Terran player was able to cancel that base of Maka, and there was a huge fungal, but it looks like he should be able to take out this base.
Which isn't a huge deal. Actually, Maka's army completely out of position down in the south now, and he's just kind of like stuck there taking out that hatchery. That's not terribly significant. Meanwhile, Terius taking the middle of the map with a bunch of infestors and Ultralisks. Only 3-2, unfortunately, on the Ultralisk. He did not get the chitinous plating just yet. He should burrow those drones. Doesn't actually have burrow. That's unfortunate. Ultras not moving again. Maka desperately trying to erect the CC wall, it looked like, to stall its Ultras just a little bit longer. There are some Marauders out, but I'm not sure this is enough to stop this many Ultralists. Actually, no, it is. Yeah, it's a nice choke that Maka created to funnel those Ultras through.
Yep, and stimming his entire army to take out the drones.
Oh my god, oh the humanity, every single drone. Oh man, that's gonna go down in the annals of Zerg history, the drone massacre.
I heard annals.
Annals.
Oh.
Annals? Annals?
Sure.
Get back to the game. 3 ghosts as well as 3 for infantry weapons and armor on the way for Makaprime. 40 lings, and finally that Spire going up, as well as Adrenal Glands and Burrow for TeriousPrime. And he's getting more melee attack upgrades, so it looks like he's going to stick with this Ling Ultralisk composition rather. And he still does have quite a few infestors with the full energy, so his army looking to be pretty strong so far. This one Viking being a little bit annoying with the harass. The problem here, guys, is that Terius is still on 3 base. Maka's doing a pretty good job after taking out that 4th base in the south to deny more expansions. And it looks like, yeah, Terius is trying to expand anywhere he can, desperately. And a Great Spire in the way. Battlecruiser. Sorry you missed that. Battlecruiser, as well as, looks like 5 CCs on the way for Maka, getting to the point where he's going to start probably sacrificing SCVs and depending solely on the mule drops for the mineral income. Maka trying to be a little bit fancy with his drops. I'm not sure he should be dropping over to there with just a tank and a couple of Marines. That will get cleaned up pretty quickly. Pretty smart, I guess, having the tanks over on the other ledge trying to cover, but that Ultralisk is going to have a field day with this tank.
Yep. Question is how will Zerg get up these bases? I think I'd love to see him actually expand 3-4 different locations, because it looks like Maka is gonna be able to take out this base.
Yeah.
And there's another drops here. He's targeting down this that spawning pool is not going to happen, and he's getting that greater spire, so we're definitely not see some switch into a Brewlords.
And well, that was weird. There were a couple. There were drones loaded up, and then Overlord for some reason now getting dropped into the minerals again. It's not something we see very often. Bunch of Corruptors on the way, as well as planetary. Where are all those planetaries actually?
Well,
he's renting them there. Very smart of him to kind of make a little choke point forward to secure his third base. He's now going to try to secure his fourth as well. And yeah, I'm not really sure who has the... I mean, I guess Maka is getting battle cruisers, which of course do pretty well against Ultralisk considering they don't shoot air. But does Terious have Neural Parasite for his infestors? That hatchery is nearly dead at 160 HP, and Maka was doing a pretty good job earlier, being everywhere at once, and this army's going to go up to take out that Northern expansion. No, he's not actually going to do that. High-sec auto-tracking as well as Terran building armor on the way. It's getting to that point in the game here, ladies and gentlemen, where every upgrade, is, I guess, important.
Yep, 22-minute mark, concussive shells, very normal.
Looks like over on the left we might see a Nidus number go down. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of Overlords, I think. Although Maka should see that with his 2 sensor towers, very well placed sensor towers. And there are not going to be Nidus networks, no?
I think Nidus networks is for more of a defense purpose. He has the bases everywhere. He has to cover them.
That's true.
So he definitely needs that Nidus net. Oh, that's so annoying for any Terrans because they have to waste a scan to just get one Zergling.
Yeah. Definitely, and more Zerg players should always be doing that, burrowing individual Zergs. It's only 25 minerals, half a larva, and you can make Terrans burn a scan, basically, which is a meal, and it's huge. And, yep, just get that link out of the way, looks like. And we might have an engagement here. If we look at the unit count, 11 Ghosts, 35 Marines, 17 Marauders. This is an army that's basically meant to kill Ultralisk. Looks like the Nidus number did go down there in the south, or rather in the west. Northwest, and yeah, it's very interesting. You don't really see Zergs really use Nidus networks for defense purposes that often. It's something I like to see more often, yeah.
Yep, and we have lone battle cruiser operational, so we'll see how effective this battle cruiser is going to be. Of course, there's quite a few corruptors out, and definitely getting a Baneling nest. So we're going to see some Baneling drops maybe.
Yeah, if the infestors can lock down the army and drop some Banelings on top of it, that'd be some good stuff. And a couple of... Oh, wow, those are all the ghosts actually getting bungled and caught out of position here. That's huge. Only 4 ghosts, looks like. 5, actually, just barely survived that engagement. I think Maka was trying to sneak in there and, shoot off a couple of money EMPs, but Terious is a little smarter than that. And Beagle weapons level 3, that's going to be scary on the Terran mech. And where are these SCV going? Looks like he's trying to sacrifice them to free up some more supply for his army count.
I feel so bad for those SCVs. They work their ass off their entire life, and they're thrown out, just not doing anything but, just to free up more supply.
They're sent out against Ultralisk and
Infestors. It could be huge fungal here.
Oh my god! Just spamming the EMPs everywhere. How many of those Infestors got hit? Can you select them? Every single one got hit. And it looks like Maka, seeing his chance, he's going to stem in and charge in these Ultralisk. Despite being in melee range, you need to back out because that is so many freaking Marauders. 3-3 on the Marines and Marauders. And with the medevac support, easily able to clean that up. Wow. And actually a second Spire, interestingly enough, on the way for Terious. He might be wanting to get more upgrades. There are flyer attacks level 2, I believe, on the way for our Zerg player Terious.
Yep, both players saving up so much money on their hands. There was a chance that he could have fungled all his army together, but, he just lost his chance and the EMP went off.
Yeah, so, Terious was a little bit slow, just by a second too late, and those EMPs were able to just absolutely decimate those infestors. 3 more command centers on the way. Looks like the Broodlords are starting to make a push here, but this isn't very scary. It's just a couple of Broodlords, some Lings, and Corruptors. And without sufficient ground support, these Broodlords will be taken out very easily. Ling's not running in, trying to take a couple SCVs out there. Marines in position, however, to ward that away. SCVs on stop micro doing a very good job. Actually, that Broodlord getting taken out by a turret. And Planetary is now coming into usefulness, looks like, And Maka's still on, what does it look like, 4 bases. 3 of his bases actually mined out. He needs to secure some more expansions, although he's banking quite a few minerals and gas, so he's going to be set for a little while longer. Terius, meanwhile, switching over to Broodlords, looks like he realizes Ultra's not the way to go with this many 3-3 Marauders and goes with Snipe out. And you know, I think Infestor Broodlord is definitely a composition that could perhaps turn the tide for Terius here.
I actually would have loved to see, transition into Midas first, because, it's, at this point, really not going to have that many Marines out. And, Ghost, of course, they can snipe, but it's more better against Broodlords than Midas, really. So, yeah, Mass Midas would have been worked, to perfection, because you possibly can knock over all these areas that Terran has.
Yeah, actually, that's true. Mass Midas might have been an option here, although kind of maybe Terius thinks it's a bit of a risky tech change at the moment. However, we'll see how it goes, I guess. Yeah, Terius, what is his response to this? And kind of the issue here now is, if you look at the minerals and gas being banked, they both have quite a few gas. However, Maka, while banking nearly 5k minerals, Terius is running very low, and he's not going to be able to stay maxed probably after this engagement if he loses it.
Yep, and it looks like Maka's throwing away more SCVs. So...
nom nom nom.
I mean, Zerg does have a very terrifying army. Ultra Risk Infestors and Broodlords. I mean, that's about good as it gets, but, what will happen to them if they, you lose, you can't max out again, so...
Yeah, I'd like to see Maka just get a bunch more ghosts out, actually. Just kill everything. Nice focus firing on that Infestor, take that immediately. There's another Infestor there that will go down. Does get a fungal growth up, not too impactful. More Infestors coming out. Here's where the defensive Nidus networks come to play. Huge fungals on that little Marine Marauder force. Ultralisk now coming in, as well as Lings with the Adrenal Gland to clean that up handily. He did lose that hatchery. However, Terius still pretty behind economy-wise, I'd say. And what is he... He needs to make something happen now. I don't think he can just sit back, and I guess he's trying to max out his army first. And there are nukes on the way, as well as 2 more Ghost Academies and another battle cruiser, actually. For Maka, this is a strange TvZ we've been seeing from the beginning to end here. 3 more starports, excuse me, as well as an armory to get quicker ship upgrades. What is that? Behemoth reactor. I don't even recognize that icon, because you never see that I guess upgrade for Terrans. And
I'm very surprised he actually does not have a couple Ravens in this army. They're very good, and they also, of course, detect any unborrowed units for possible Baneling, bombs and not bombs, I guess. Baneling, what do you call it? I'm totally spacing. Yeah, landmines.
I don't think we haven't been seeing any Baneling landmines, which actually might have been kind of useful, although hard to pull off on a map this big. I hope he snips his entire army to take out these Lings. Darn it, that's too bad. That's always a treat to watch. And Lings running into their debts. Nice scan there. And yeah, Battlecruiser Marauder Ghost, I'd say pretty good against the unit composition that Terius has. If he can get some some solid, I guess, fungals and neuroparasites off, maybe he could turn the tide of the battle in his favor. But I don't know about that. Lings sniping that reactor, what's it called? Tech Lab. Did a pretty good job with that. And
he killed an SCV. Maka is a killer, guys.
Maka could not be bothered to send an SCV, instead decides to attack it for himself. Yeah, you do not want to be an SCV in
Maka is a murderer. He kills his own units. He's a ruthless dictator.
Yeah, he is like a feudal lord deciding that he doesn't need his...
3 battle cruisers on the way. This is awesome against Zerg. We rarely see battle cruisers scoring... well, in any matchup, really, but, only really TVTs... really only times we see battle cruisers, we have a random nuke, not random, I guess. He pulls back the entire army just in time so that these nukes are not going to kill anything. Oh, that was awesome.
I think he even got a creep tumor. Looks like another nuke. Maka at this point can just kind of start spamming nukes. Is this ghost going to get killed by that nuke, actually? He's standing pretty close to it. He might... Yeah, that's about the end for that ghost, I think.
Oh, what? Wow! That 3 armor, I guess, dude. Does it get affected by nukes?
I don't think nukes. I think nukes do 500 damage across the board, regardless of armor.
I actually know what Maka was doing there. He was kind of holding off the entire army while he was able to take out the base. So a very smart choice by him.
Yeah, and look at the unit counting station here. 14 ghosts, 4 battlecruisers, 23 marines, 31 marauders, still 2 tanks there for some reason, as well as a couple Vikings, and pretty solid unit composition. He's going to get some snipes up on the broodlords. Ghosts now moving in the south. We're not going to see that. Okay, looks like a couple of snipes going down. A few broodlords are taken out, and those are really expensive to replace, although Terius is getting his economy a little bit more back on track here, and baiting the broodlords in to get a couple more snipes in. Very well done. Even more going down. Meanwhile, up in the north, Maka has taken out that northern expansion. Very nicely done, Burled, Infestors, and Ultralisk. Somehow you're not able to see those giant spikes protruding out of the ground. Very interesting there.
Yeah, and you know, Zerg just having really hard time mining, you know, period. Of course, you know, Terran can kind of live a lot frugally than Zergs. And
yeah, definitely.
Just a very micro-intensive battle, but of course, Broodlords are so slow. And snipe range is such a ridiculous, you know, Terran OP again.
Yeah, this is actually turning into a very low econ game. If you look at the income tab here, both players mining under 100 minerals, or 1,000 minerals per minute, or whatever the counting thing is. 100 Seeking Missile on the way, as well as Raven Energy and Ravens. Huge battle going on. Those Broodlings doing work on those Ghosts, and the Ghosts not quite able to make close the distance in. One lone Viking going in. Here comes the battle cruisers. Let's see a couple of your model cannons on those. Yeah, one that's going down. The Broodlord goes on immediately. A couple more on the, I think, Broodlords, or maybe Corruptors. Where Corruptors do come in to save the day finally. How will the Ravens change this battle around, I think? Maybe some solid, some well-landed...
The Ultras died painfully.
Yeah, between Siege Tanks, Planetaries, and Marauders and Battle Cruisers, that's not where you want it to be. But yeah, Ravens with some 100 Seeker Missiles could do pretty well. We'll see here. Looks like Tyrius coming in for round 2. Gonna start focusing down this command center. No, nice. I guess prepared by Makaprime here. Both players kind of just sitting back over that ledge, jockeying for a more strategic position. And random.
Why is Ultra ignoring this Marine shooting down the nanos? That I cannot get. Yeah, one Marine was able to take out the Nano Swarm, and while Ultras and Infest were just watching. So
yeah, and Terry's kind of on the back foot right now. He has nearly no resources. This army that he has is pretty much all he's got, and he's not able to secure any more expansions. He's hardly mining at all, as you can see. Or, I guess, just kidding, he's mining, but Terran player with nearly twice the income of Tyrius. And that's the reason why, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, OP mule drops everywhere, securing that gas as well. Broodlord's moving in for a little more harassment on that command center. However, Maka can just kind of repair that whenever he needs to. It looks like he still has a lot of Marauders. I'm not sure why he has so many, to be honest. He should kind of go into a fully air army at this point, or get more ghosts out.
Actually, he has a lot of, too many civilians for my taste. I know I called him murderer earlier, but he actually, with that many mules, he actually probably needs only, maybe 12 SCVs to just mine gas at this point. So he can actually free up, about 30 supply.
Yeah, that was weird. Ghost launching a nuke on top of itself and immediately canceling it. It's kind of like watching a Cold War here. Both sides afraid to really commit and engage for fear of, disastrous engagements. And yeah, everyone just kind of sitting back there. Up in the north, however, looks like Terry's sending a couple of Lings in for a run, but that's going to be shut down pretty quickly by his planetary, getting 2-3 Lings killed with each shot, and with the SCVs repairing, yeah, no problem. That's going to be taken care of. Meanwhile, back in the west, a couple of medevacs, I don't know where they're going. Wow, it looks like a nuke went down. I'm not sure what that hit. Not a whole lot.
Yeah, I really love to see Maka kind of using that mobile force to snipe all these hatchers, because he doesn't really need them at this point, because it's all about that sky battle right now. So
yeah,
I don't know why he's not really using these mobility of these units.
Yeah, at this point he doesn't really need Marauders anymore. He could just send squads of them around to start focus firing hatcheries down. Yeah, as he said, Legend, that'd be very smart of him. And Tyrius' army pretty immobile, actually. Ultralisk, Broodlords, Festers, all pretty slow, and he's got to keep them all together too. It's not like he can split a couple off to deal with random drops, right? So Maka's still kind of sitting back, backing plenty of minerals, running very low on gas now. However, he's getting I think he's gotten pretty much every upgrade in the Terran arsenal, I'd say.
Yeah, and he has 3 sensor towers, and 2 of them are kind of redundant. I don't get the point of the...
I'd like to see one in the middle, right dead center in the middle of the map, where his armies has control, and more... okay, they weren't being sent to their death. I guess he is getting ready to take in yet another expansion. And there are 4 Ravens in the way, as well as 2 more nukes and more air attack, air armor for Makaprime. Look at this army. Wow, it's just a little bit of everything, literally, in the Terran arsenal.
I would call that a terrifying army.
Yeah, this is basically Terran Deathball 2.0. And
I love to see actually a Mothership Vortex and Archon Toilet on all those units.
Yeah, that'd be pretty sweet. Those 2 tanks still alive, doing a little bit of damage, and are those Banelings inside those Overlords? I think they are. Yeah, they haven't seen the action.
We have a huge counterattack while the Terran's out of position. I don't know how effective this will be, but you know, this is all in kind of.
I don't know.
You better not lose this army because you will not able to get this back.
I don't think I agree with this from Terius. At this point, it's not a battle of bases; it's a battle of armies. Huge funnel going down on the. It goes there. They do get some money EMPs up on all the infestors. EMP 2 or 3 times and not able to get any more fungals off. Maka now charging forward. Terius in full retreat. Corruptors trying to cover the retreat. Marauders stepping forward and taking out what they can. Those Broodlords, how long are they going to last? I don't think very long. Bunch of PDDs going down, blocking off the Corruptor shots. Vikings and Battlecruisers rule, dominating the skies completely. Yamato cannons going down left, right, and center. And so many Corruptors going down. And this is going to be it for Terius Foyu, I think. He has no anti-air whatsoever, and these Battlecruisers and Vikings going to go to town on the rest of these Broodlords. They are retreating to the northwest corner of the map. However, they're slowly getting cornered, and they have nowhere to go.
Even the Raven being alive with a 1 hit point. And these Battlecruisers, you know, they are faster than, you know, Broodlords with that recent patch upgrade.
Oh my god, wow, that was such a oh my god, Terius. God, I don't know what that was about.
He's even cornering those bunch of Overseers and Overlords.
Oh my goodness, yeah, literally just not down to the slaughtering Terius' army, down to the last man now, securing that expansion up there. Only a couple lings remaining for Terius' army. If you look at the unit count, 35 lings, 18 corruptors, and 2 infestors left for Terius. Meanwhile, Maka still has that scary battlecruiser, a couple ghosts and Viking army. And yeah, wow, I think this is going to be pretty much it. What is Terius going to do to counter this unit composition? He has 20 Corruptors out now, but you know, that's not going to win him any sort of ground battles. And look at the income tab as well. Yeah, Mac is still well ahead in income, and Jesus,
oh my gosh, that's so many mules! Holy shit.
As you can see down on the bottom screen there, that's a full control group of mules. Freaking 24 mules going at it.
I have never seen that before. Wow.
Yeah, Maka's jumping up to nearly 4,000 for a second. And I don't know what to say here. Terius, he needed to save that army, not try to engage with it. And everything now just going all the way bad, going south for Terius. And what is his response going to be other than a GG?
Yeah, it looks like it's such a terrible position for Terius. He really, you know, he was able to get this base up, so maybe if Terran does not, you know, figure that out, maybe he'll buy enough time to kind of max out his army again. But, you know, like I said, he's never going to be able to get that army back that he had.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like watching Terran play mech and losing that army and not being able to go re-max on it. And yeah, I don't think there's any way Terius is going to win this game. At least not by engaging this army head on. He's going to have to try to do some special tactics or something, or stall tactics or something, because there's no way he's going to be able to go head to head with this scary army.
Yeah, I think it all came down to, you know, his infestor control, because he wasn't really able to control his infestors. He just, you know, he just got EMP'd by a couple of ghosts and wasn't able to do anything, you know, get fungal off or neutral parasite or anything. So, you know, infestor is such a huge part of the Zerg army.
Yeah, and unfortunately, yeah, there's the GG from Terius. Yeah, keeping his infestors so clumped up for those ghost EMPs. And that was pretty much Terius' army.
Yep, like and you know, using the extra APM, putting that creep teamers now, such an important part right now at 46-minute mark, of course. But yeah, that was actually really well done by Maka. Not Maka, Maka.
Yeah, both players playing a really kind of weird style, weird TvZ style from both sides here actually, and I'm not really sure what Terios could have done differently. Maybe just having engaged better, that would have made the entire difference. But apparently Ghosts and Battle Cruise is pretty good, so yeah, this game's gonna go to Makaprime, a long 47-minute slugfest.
Yep, I think every upgrade was pretty much researched.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Probably for the Marine, or for a Terran player as well. 26 Harvesters to 51, and as we saw earlier, 24 mules at that one base. That was pretty crazy. Not something you see every day to see, what is it, a fully saturated base solely on mules.
You know, we actually did not see a Cloaked Banshee, so I'm kind of sad about
Or
that.
a Reaper Speed.
You know, Cloaked Banshee is a lot more, more popular, I guess, than Reaper Speed. So, actually Banshee would have been beautiful. Just kind of go everywhere with the Cloaked Banshee.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I guess Maka just had a giant Terran death ball and was able to secure the win. Anyway, well played. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy that game as much as we had fun casting it. And so yeah, thanks for joining us here, Slide and Legend, at All In TV StarCraft 2 commentary. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time.
See you guys later.